When you really get it, and this is the message, we would like to say these words and then we would almost like to leave you to just ponder it forever. We'll stay the day with you, but we're tempted to just lay this out here and then say, go practice this. We want you to feel how appropriate you are and how Source never stops knowing you, knowing the wholeness of you, knowing who you were before you were born into this body, knowing who you have become since you've been in this body, and having become the vibrational leading edge essence of all that you have become, and saying, come this way, loved one, come this way, come this way, come this way. And next time you are in one of those fitful places, next time you are angry and spitting nails, next time you are feeling an emotion that you are embarrassed about, please stop and say, Source is lovingly calling me this way. And I am walking through the shadow of death, yes. I'm walking through the shadow of anger. I'm walking through the shadow of frustration. I'm walking, but I am moving in the right direction. And when you stop and acknowledge the perfection of who you are, sure, you're out of sync. You're not where you want to be. Esther's printer didn't work this morning. You'd have thought she'd run over someone with her car. In other words, the whole damn system depends on this damn printer, and this damn printer won't work. Kill me now. And we say, or get it in perspective. But most important, don't be upset that you're upset. Instead, acknowledge that the reason you feel so angry is because you feel so powerless. You see? And that anger is an appropriate next step. And then frustration is an improved step from that. And once you get into frustration, then your brain stops being frozen, and you can figure out plan B, and things will work out fine, and nothing is very important anyway. And before you know it, you're right back into vibrational alignment with who you are. But don't let life beat you up. Don't let what's happening in your life give you reason to condemn yourself ever. Because Source is always here, always aware of where you are, and always calling you in the direction of what you want. And if you will just put your ear to the ground a little and be willing to listen to the call and relax as you move through the phases of the emotional scale, and make peace with the fact that you are always friends. You are always, forevermore, not just you, but we, but more you than we, because frankly, we're smarter than you are. We're not smarter than you are. We're just more determined to feel good than you are. But you, we all will eternally live life in the crack. And it is the crack between where we are and where we want to be. It's always a continual motion toward something that will never end. So that's why we always harass you as we begin these gatherings by saying, you're at the place where you are enjoying the contrast, and you say yes, even though many of you don't mean it. And we say, even though the things that you really want have not yet manifested, you are still joyful in the journey, and you say yes, even though you don't mean it. And we want you to say yes and mean it. We want you to take such pleasure in closing the gap. We want you to be proud and happy when you move from despair into rage. We want you to know that that's a good step in the right direction. And just don't spin around in the desert. Keep going, because you can move from the deepest, darkest, most unpleasant desire, most unpleasant, contradicting vibration to your desire. You can move in a matter of minutes once you get the hang of this. You can clean up your vibration so fast you do not need to ever learn patience. We see our greatest value to you in helping you to release resistance. And you know, when you release resistance, you allow. Now, what are you allowing? We call this gathering the art of allowing. So what exactly is it that you are allowing? You are allowing yourself vibrational alignment with who you have become. You're allowing your full connection, not just to the inner being that was you before you came into this body, but to the evolved, new and improved, amended, constantly amended source energy you that you have become as a result of banging around in all this contrast. We want you to begin to take pleasure in this joyful journey. When you plan a vacation and you're going to go here and here and here and here and here and here and here, and then eventually you'll come back home, you don't objectively look at your itinerary and then say, all those places, yes, 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 and then home. Home is the final destination. Wait a minute. I'm already home. Why go? I think I'll just check vacation off my list. I have accomplished my vacation. And we say, that's really silly, isn't it? Because you don't go on the vacation to get it done. You go on the vacation for the fun along the way. And it's exactly the way you came forth into this fantastically diverse environment that would produce enormous desires within you that you would incrementally give birth to, that Source would agree with and then call you toward. You never ever said, I'll go forth and get it all figured out and get it done. You said, I'll explore the contrast. I'll give birth to a desire. Source will ride the rocket of my desire and call me toward it. And I will have a manifestation and a new awareness and a new perspective and a new set of contrasting experiences, which will give birth to another rocket of desire that Source will ride the rocket of and become one with. And Source will call me toward it. And I will become a vibrational match to it. And when I am sending out one signal, there will be a manifestation about it. And in that achievement of that new creation, I will also have a new vantage point and a new set of contrasting experiences, which will give birth to another rocket of desire, which Source will ride the rocket of, and Source will call me toward. And as I come toward it by following the pattern of what feels best to me, I will come into vibrational alignment with it. And when I'm offering one signal, there will be a manifestation of it. And now I'm standing in a new vibrational place with a new set of contrasting experiences, which will give birth to another rocket of desire, which at first I'm not a vibrational match to, but my source is a vibrational match to it. And then I'll begin to hear the calling of it. As I hear the calling of it, I'll move up the emotional scale until I close the gap, until I've moved through the crack, until I become one in vibrational alignment with it. I'm offering one singular signal. Now the universe will respond to that singular signal, and the people who are watching me will say, hey, what's your secret? It seems that all you have to do is identify that you want something, and heaven and earth moves towards you. And you say, I have found the secret. I've stopped beating up on myself about not being where I want to be. I've started giving attention to where I want to be. I've started trusting that Source is always calling me, and that my negative emotion does not mean that I'm bad. It does not mean I'm going in the wrong direction. It may very well mean that I'm moving in the right direction up the emotional scale. I'm starting to care about how I feel. In fact, it's the most important thing to me. How I feel, how I feel, how I feel. Not how I feel in relationship to how other people feel. That is totally irrelevant to me. It doesn't matter where anybody else. It's only 2 points of vibrational relativity. That's the only thing that matters, you see. We think you're getting this. Yes.